From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claimed to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want those major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Conspiracy Podcast. We don't take days off because reptilians don't take days off. How you doing, Oliver?
I'm all right. I've got a little bit of nipple chafe, but I'm good.
Well, we've got a little bit of nipple chafe and we've got a slight bit of bad news as well. And do you know what? It's a fucker of a bad news because we never pre-advertise guests, do we? It's never been a thing we do.
No, we pre-cummed last night. We did.
Well, but we mentioned it earlier in the week as well. I think we mentioned it on the Monday episode too. Anyway, Max Egan is not with us tonight. We are going to reschedule with Max. There was like full disclosure. It was perfectly fine. He was going to come on. We sent him the link. We use a program called StreamYard. We sent him the link a couple of days ago. He, being the pro that he is, was on an hour and a half early just to check everything out. He tried to log into it. What we don't realize, because we use the obviously like the producer side of the app, that you need a Facebook account or a YouTube account. Max has been banned on both Facebook and YouTube, and therefore has none. And we weren't able to sort of fix out quick
in
enough
the time frame.
Yeah, because we could have switched over and done something on Zoom or something like that, but the audio quality is so bad on Zoom, and the audio quality on StreamYard is really good in comparison. In fact, that means that anytime you hear like shoddy audio from us, probably my fault, not our softwares.
Well, sometimes the equipment lets you down.
By equipment, I mean Oli.
So I sound great, you know. You squeeze me a little bit and see.
Oh, fucking runs in the family. Yeah, so unfortunately Max isn't with us tonight, but it's cool because we had a show that we wanted to do this week because stuff has happened. We didn't think we were going to get a chance to do it, and it was going to be old news, so we can just do that instead. We're all happy. So where do we want to jump into this, Ollie?
Well, I was going to tell you about my mum's pussy first.
I don't need to know about that.
So I don't know if I mentioned this on the show. I got my mum a cat, and it's a ginger cat. Turns out it's a ginger transgender cat. So
it's a dog?
I went to a farm. I got this cat, this little kitten. It's a ginger boy, yeah. He says it's a boy. So they've been, bringing it up, grooming it, whatever you do with a cat.
Mm.
Then my mum says, I don't think it's got balls. I said, it's just a little kitten, Mum. They need to grow. But she took it for its jabs the other day. turns out Tom is not a Tom. It's Tomboy.
Ah.
Yeah.
See, I don't think it's the cat's fault. I think this is your fault.
So the dad is I think this is probably what's wrong with society, because he's like, nope, it's a boy, and it's staying a boy. So he will not change the name from Tom. So that cat is a female cat. The vet has confirmed that it is female. It has a vagina. Yeah. But it's called Tom. I rang my mum today and said, how's the cat? And she even said she's come round to the idea. Went, yep, he's doing fine. I'm like, my mum and dad are fucking woke. What's going on, Lee? What the fuck is going on? I'm like, are you okay?
Oh, that cat's going to be so confused.
Well, they don't want to confuse
its decisions
it by changing its name.
Its decisions being made for it, Ollie. They don't understand the consequences. It's not going to be able to have children. It's
not going to be able to have children because you know what they do to cats, don't you?
It's like its risk of suicide goes way through the roof. Jesus Christ, that poor cat. They don't deserve animals. Now I know what happened to you.
No, I mean,
I'm ashamed. Are you actually? Have you checked?
I'm going to check it this weekend. Yeah.
No, have you checked?
My pussies?
Well, I mean, maybe your pussy.
Or me? Have I checked myself?
Yeah.
I've got 2 children, Lee.
Have you?
Don't get me questioning it again. Anyway, let's get on with some fucking UFO madness.
All I'm going to say is, Ollie, that neither you nor your wife have big ears.
Forget the fucking transgender cat. Let's get on some trans.
Let's talk about your milkman, Ollie. What's your milkman look like?
It's a big bloke.
Right.
Intimidatingly big, actually.
Intimidatingly big.
It makes milk bottles look like, like literally them things you get in Haribo.
Oh, not fucking hand envy. Right, what have you got for us, Ollie? You want to kick this off? We've got we want to talk about the Mosul Orb tonight. There's a couple of other bits and bobs we want to bring up as well. But you should probably kick off with that, really.
Well, should we kick off with a bit of Mick West on Vetted?
Yeah, which I didn't even know happened until you told me. Like literally,
I just found out
85 seconds ago. Yeah,
has got Mick West.
So first of all, though, I'm going to preface this that anything we might say over the next few minutes are purely directed to Mick West and not our mate Vetted. Because
we love Patrick.
Patrick's a great dude, and it's I just, and even Mick West, I it's not like a personal thing. I just fucking question where his paychecks are coming from, because he made one video game once and he seems to have lived mightily handily off it since.
Well, just quickly before we play this clip, so the Mosul Orb, we got a picture of that. Was that like a year and a bit ago, 2 years ago? We got a picture. Jeremy, I think it was actually longer than that. Corbell released.
Was it 2 or 3 pictures? Was it 2 or 3 pictures? Because people put them together, didn't they? So it was like a dotted.
Yeah. So we got this picture, and back then, I believe Mick West said it was a like a lens flare or a droplet on the camera or something. It was something.
It's fucking seagull.
Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. Just like
quote him, quote away, fucking meme it.
But straight in with the debunk. Whenever a UFO comes out, that's his job, people.
Yeah.
To debunk it, no matter what. That is his job. We got the jellyfish UFO. It is a bunch of balloons all together. He even found every single individual balloon that made up that jellyfish. Remember that?
No, they didn't. They made that.
I know, but they made it but they were real designed balloons that they did. West knows
just quickly.
best.
We're talking two fucking inside baseball here, because like lots of people who listen to our podcast will not have been like in the trenches of the UFO bullshit over the past few years.
We were well
in the trenches. We were fucking. We couldn't even stick our heads up when the flak was coming. The jellyfish UFO, which you might have seen referred to, like if you look on X for jellyfish UFO, you'll see it. It's like a black and white video with this like dangly.
It's in our intro. Thing. If they watch it on YouTube,
it is in our intro as well. Good point, Ollie. And the way that was debunked was somebody brought out I believe it was Mick West, and who was the other guy that was sharing it? Green Street.
Yeah, but I think it was mixed people from Meta, whatever it is. What's his?
Metabunk, yeah.
Metabunk, yeah.
Yeah, the one of the biggest collections of retards that the internet has to offer. Fine collection of fucking retards. That are definitely not in any way, shape or form funded by like government agencies. So he brings out this like bunch of balloons, and apparently it was for it was a religious thing, wasn't it? Like
I think it was Eid. I think they were celebrating Eid.
That's it. And so you had all these balloons that were together,
like moon balloons, star balloons, all the balloons,
all sorts of balloons. And you looked at it, and you go, "Oh fucking hell, that's nearly identical." Fucking boys have cracked the case. But then it turns out that they just drew the balloons and put the bunch together. Like that
there was CGI balloons.
That set of balloons wasn't a set of balloons you could go and buy. They drew balloons to match the fucking UFO to debunk it. Fucking insane. Like
if I got a silhouette of Lee, I could probably get enough balloons off the internet to fill Lee.
You could. I mean, you can need a couple of big balloons though.
For your head, definitely.
I've got a big head.
But yeah, it looked ridiculous. It was fucking laughable. It was laughable.
Not my cock, isn't.
I'm not risking putting balloons over that thing. You never put a balloon over that. But yeah, this Mosul Orb now, we now have the video of it. Everybody was saying to Jeremy Corbell at the time and George Knapp, where's the fucking video footage? Well, lo and behold, we now have the video footage. And it looks like exactly how I imagined it would look at, which is a sphere that passes across the screen. So should we bring Mick West up unvetted?
Yes, let's. And we can stop talking like this.
Not quite like it, you know? like Kirk.
What are your thoughts on this? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Mosul Orb? There's a Mosul. I'm not sure how to pronounce
Mosul.
Mosul. Okay.
Yeah, it's a town in Iraq near Baghdad, just north of Baghdad. It looks like a balloon to me. Like it's moving like a balloon. Like what I was able to do. Like we had the photo that came out earlier, and now we just got the video. The video has the on-screen data is redacted. And the photo actually has the information on it. So it actually has the location on the photo in the bottom right corner. It's in military format, but you can convert it. You can actually just type that into Google Earth and it will take you to the location. And we have other things in there, like we have the distance to the target, which I think is about 26,000 feet or something like that. And we have the altitude of the plane itself. I can't remember what it was exactly, but so I took these and I put them all into my software SitRec and put a plane moving along. We also have the date and the time in the top right corner, top left corner. Put that in as well, so we know exactly when it was. We know where it was. We know roughly where the plane taking it was because we know the distance and the heading. We know kind of roughly how fast it's moving because we have the rotation. The buildings rotate very slightly. And I dropped all that in. First thing you notice is the if you drop a sphere in that location, the highlight on the sphere is exactly the same as the highlight on the sphere in the video, which means a couple of things. It means that it is actually a sphere, and it is actually that time of day. The time of day is correct, and it means that I had the plane in the right location. And then we see that the lines of sight is a very, very narrow field of view. It's like half a degree or something like that. So they're actually like 5 miles away from this house that they're videoing. And the lines of sight kind of cross over. So there's actually a point in the middle of the lines of sight which isn't moving. So you can actually stick a balloon there and say, if a balloon was just like standing here in space, the parallax motion of the craft would make it look like it whizzed through the frame.
That's interesting. So the balloon or the object could be just standing still.
Yeah, essentially, like it wouldn't. If it's at that exact point, it would actually stay in the same position. But actually, no, it wouldn't.
Why is it always a balloon, Lee? Why is it always
parallax? Like the amount of videos of things moving that Mick West happens to come across, which are a still object, but because of parallax are made to look like they're moving. Like, it's fucking insane. Like,
why hasn't Corbell put out more balloons?
Do you know what?
I reckon balloons are probably easy to get.
Mate, it's fucking military footage.
It's military footage, and they said it was an unidentified. Why can I not speak tonight, Lee? Unidentified flying fucking object, UAP, whatever they want to call it. That's what it was.
Right. The problem I've got with this, and this is my problem with Mick West, that video came out. I think because I think I said at the end of one of our episodes, didn't I, that it had dropped just before we were finished because we were going to talk. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before it came out because we were going to talk about this yesterday, but then the Diddy thing happened, and we thought we need some of that fucking sweet Diddy algorithm. So we're going to hop on the Did, and
we did,
and we did. And it was good, but the right. So it's been out 48 hours, and I can't help but think Mick West is so. I will give him the benefit of the doubt, and I will not say he is a paid disinformation artist. I'm not saying that. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm just saying. I think there are definitely people like Mick West that do the stuff Mick West does, and that get paid to do it.
Well, yeah, like I said on we had J. Allen Hynek. I fucking remember his fucking name, which then he kind of came to the conclusion that it was all real, or didn't. And then we had Philip Glass that went fucking after the Walton boys.
Yeah. So.
These people have always been around.
But Mick West's thing for me is, like, is he a genius? I don't think he's a genius. I've watched him on lots of interviews and stuff like that. I think he's probably smart.
He made a decent skateboard game.
He helped make a decent skateboard game.
Okay. Did he just do the kind of like the?
I don't know. I'm just saying. No, he did. He owned part of the studio, didn't he? He was part owner of the studio. I think. Anyway. It was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is what he made, by the way, for anyone wondering what video game did he make. But I think he uses. I don't want this to sound fucking disrespectful to our American audience, because you're very important to us. You're much larger than any other demographic we've got. And you guys are where the adverts live. So I definitely don't want to upset you.
And we like your accents. We like your food.
But I actually mean this more as in a I mean this more derogatory towards Brits. I'm not saying Americans are stupid. I'm saying Brits are pompous, actually, if anything. I think you get a type of... John Oliver is a good example of this as well, where some people out there will be a bit British about things and think it immediately gives themselves a voice of authority in the US for some reason. I've never understood why. I've never understood why that happens or where it's come from, but it definitely happens. And that's what it feels like with me. He feels like he's a bit like a fake scientist, isn't he? Like, bro, you fucking doing video games. Like, do you really, like, okay, you understand what you can make a 3D model, which means you can see a video and you can recreate that video. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're right about what your conclusions are. Just means you've recreated a video.
And all his debunks begin with B. Fucking balloons, bokeh, you know.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like the fact that Mick West puts a debunk out, and all the people goes, "Mick, what you seen with Mick West? He just said the Mick West things, and it's true because Mick West said it." And you go, "Motherfucker, he took 6 hours to do this." It's not that it was dead easy to debunk. It's just that he rushed to get out first. So I really it boggles my mind why he is looked at as a person point of authority over this stuff. Yeah, and the funny fucking thing is about this, I don't even fucking believe in aliens. I don't think we're being visited by aliens. And the things that are in the sky, I don't think are solid objects. I think they're fucking spiritual beings. So, like, it's not like I'm on fucking team flying saucer here. I'm just not on team debunk something in 10 minutes and then become the fucking authority.
Well, he also, like, was telling a fighter pilot what that fighter pilot saw.
Yes.
So he's like, no, David Fravor didn't. He thought he saw a Tic Tac UFO. What he really saw was like some sort
of flock of birds. It was birds, Ollie.
Fuck. Seriously, that's insulting, because that is him saying
in the same way.
Saying US fighter pilot, fucking arguably probably the best in the fucking world.
Ollie
doesn't fucking have a fucking clue what he's talking about.
In the same way, there was a video. I can't remember what the video was called. It was Go Fast. It was called the Go Fast, wasn't it?
Yes.
The one where they locked onto it with the.
Whoa, got it.
Yeah. You might remember that from the Alien Addict intro.
That was genius that I put that in there, by the way.
It was great. It was great.
You're welcome, Nick.
Yeah.
But
when that happened, he said that was a bird.
A fucking super bird.
But so what he's saying is like he's essentially saying that these highly trained, I mean, like fucking David Fravor was like fucking best of the best, sir. Like, you know, he was a fucking Top Gun.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Mick West is saying that members of the US military
don't know the difference.
The most advanced fucking superpower that the world has ever seen. Like, they're so stupid they can't tell the difference between a possible alien spacecraft and a goose.
Goose. Do you know what I would fucking love to see? I would love, you know how Joe Rogan sometimes, I'll bring these two together. Let's bring Hancock and what's his name? That little sperm of a man. Who did he bring on with Graham Hancock?
That little sperm of a man. Who are we on about here?
I can't remember the fucking archaeological guy.
Oh, the guy with Hancock, Dibble.
Dibble, yeah.
Flint Dibble.
Flint Dribble, yeah. So I would like to see is bring on Mick West, fucking bring on David Fravor. Get Mick West to say to David Fravor, I think you sort of fucking pigeon, mate. You know?
All I know is that Flint Dibble sounds like a stupid name. Flint Dribble sounds rude, but Flint Dizzle is dropping fat beats.
Oh yeah. Flint that Dizzle. But do you know what I mean? Like that's what needs Joe. I know you're listening. Get Mick on and get.
And he's not. John Cena is, so he can get in touch with
John Cena's fucking. I can't believe that. Still to this day, he still follows it. We love you, John. Just.
I love the man, but I do think it's hilarious.
I'll send you send John a t-shirt. Get to wear it at the wrestling.
He only wears t-shirts with his own name on them. I think it's fucking hilarious that John Cena like follows us on X, and then like bearing by for I think this is fucking hilarious. For those that don't know, I'm a huge wrestling fan, so like getting a follow back from Cena was pretty cool for me. But I found it even funnier, like the forever baby face John Cena, always a good guy. He was never turning heel ever. And he followed us and turned heel like 2 days later. It was fucking hilarious.
That's why he fucking turned.
He did, yeah.
Either that or he saw the logo, got really confused, and like didn't have his glasses on and thought it was something completely different and went, nope, that's them.
Nope. I disagree.
Okay, yeah, no, I agree. No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's going off his own thought process. He doesn't. I don't think he ever thinks outside the box. Everything is black and white with him, you know.
I know. I said before, I'm not saying he's like a paid disinformationist.
Yeah.
But when I said he's not a paid disinformationist, I meant to say I'm absolutely convinced he's a paid disinformationist. I don't think it's not necessarily he won't see things out of his box. That's his job. Something like that comes out. Like he's been regardless of what's happened here, right? Metabunk, what he said, he has been artificially put in this position. Who the fuck cares? Who cares what Mick West is? The only reason Mick West has any weight behind this is because he was fucking jammed down people's throats. Like, fucking listen to him talk about his fucking goose. And it's like, he was everywhere.
I'd love somebody to do like a spin-off from Metabunk, but just make it like fucking porn.
Metaspunk,
yeah. It's got a ring to it, that. So if you've got the Mick Wests of this world that they're paid to debunk, do you think you've got the opposite that's paid to just put that shit out there?
Yeah, his name's Jeremy Corbell.
I know. I don't think. I honestly, I think he's a willing. What's the word I'm looking for?
Participant.
And don't get me wrong, I fucking love Jezza.
Oh no, absolutely, I do as well.
Great dogs.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I think
he's just
believer.
Like
he's a believer.
He knows he's being given the shit, and he's like, "Fucking use me, send me that shit."
I don't think. I mean, because that's the thing. Like, I'm going to say I don't think he's being used. I think he knows he's being used as a conduit. I don't think he. I'm sure he thinks sometimes when he gets stuff like, "What's going on here? Why is this happening?" But the thing is,
he sounds genuinely excited for the stuff that he's talking about, though. You know, like
yeah, I don't think I genuinely don't think he's as good. He's as good an actor to put. I don't think anybody is, to be honest, to an extent. I think you'll get some people that might be like might score well on a psychotherapy test. But I think most people, like, you know, in the conspiracy community, we are all too ready to go, oh yeah, he's in on it. Like he's a life actor. I love it when that term gets thrown around, because I just don't fucking believe that's possible. I don't believe it's possible because people make mistakes.
You don't believe somebody can be a life actor?
No, not really.
Then
No.
how the fuck do you explain Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Because I think in the same way
that pops up from nowhere, by the way.
No, I think in the same way. I think he was groomed for a job. Don't get me wrong, and I think he believes what he's saying, but he's just you. If it was me, if I was like head boy for the Illuminati, I would be thinking, right, get me some records for people. We'll go through them. We'll character assess them. We'll find the ones which will have the the procurity to go in a certain direction. So it's like, you'd want someone that was a bit of a narcissist. You'd want somebody that was
You're perfect, yeah.
Look for sale. You'd want someone that's a bit of a narcissist. You would want somebody that would be unhappy to be challenged on things, because that means if they don't like being challenged, that means you can cement them into a particular thing. Yeah. So you just do it. You put them in a position like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Before they activated him and they used him, they was just throwing him around there, just throwing him around. Go talk about planets. Tell those people about some planets. Physics. Go through some physics over there. It's great. Just normal stuff. Just like
drop every so often. Just tell them that fucking Earth's not flat.
No. Before that, because that's when it was activated. It was just like fucking yeah. Everyone loves Isaac Newton. Go and tell them about Isaac Newton. And then so they'd stuck him in a position of authority for so long that he becomes romance with it. Becomes romance with his own position within this field, and then they can do it. Then they can put him in a position with like a flat earther. Or then they can put him in a position against a UFO guy. He will do what they want him to do because they know he's invested. He's invested in the character of Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't mean characters in like the acting. I mean like this.
He's like a character from a film, though. You're right. He's like a fucking character from a movie.
He's like Peter Griffin's next door neighbor, actually. But they know if they stick him, that they then stick him in front of people that they want him to argue back with. He'll just do it because he doesn't want to be wrong. What they stand for threatens his position of authority, and he will defend his position of authority to the death.
Because don't get me wrong, Neil deGrasse Tyson at a barbecue, I reckon, lovely fucking man. Lovely
I think it would be
really nice cuddles.
I would rather spend a fucking hour with Mike deGrasse Tyson. Like I think he would be insufferable.
You think?
Insufferable. Joe Rogan clearly fucking hated that guy when he was on his podcast.
Maybe I'm not seeing I'm seeing Neil in a different light to you. I mean, do
you know what? The difference is? I stand by this. I don't care. Fucking come at me, like me, dopey fucking dyslexia-ridden painter. I think Neil deGrasse Tyson is dumb. I think he is a stupid person. I think he's remembered some good stuff that he can regurgitate on command. But like, you speak to that guy, and that guy speaks for over an hour, not sound bites, but like over an hour in an interview and stuff like that. He does not strike me as an intelligent man. If I'm honest, comes across as a bit of a retard. So he's
why did we get onto Neil deGrasse Tyson? I've forgotten.
Because we're talking about people that are paid to do things.
Oh, these characters. Yeah, these characters.
But I think Mick West is probably in a very similar situation.
So you think that they recognize the talent, and it's like, this guy's good at this.
he ticks all the boxes.
Throw
for
some
us.
sponsors.
Yeah.
Let's throw some money this way.
Just
keep the money.
nudge him in a direction, like the thing, because this Mick West supposedly makes millions making a video game. Makes more millions doing the second video game. Probably he's making a few millions now on the re-release of said video game.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Awesome. Like I'm really looking forward to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater remake coming out. Gonna play it. Love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on my PlayStation. But so the story goes, he did that, and that's basically what he did. Then eventually retired from making video games, and he set Metabunk up as like a hobby thing. How's that fucking happen? How's that? Wait, like, why do we go from making video games like to having the biggest fucking debunk website on the planet? Without, and I'm not saying like he very well could be, to be honest, he very well could be well in the know of what he's doing. Or, like I said, they pick some people like you'll do. You've got all the right personality traits. And realistically, when you watch Mick West argue, it's very difficult to say that he doesn't have the perfect character for what he's trying to do. Incredibly straight-laced, boring as fuck. And what's he trying to do? He's running around trying to tell people Father Christmas isn't real. But at the same time, he holds weight and he's still got some charisma.
Yeah. He's almost perfect for that.
He is.
For that role, he's fucking perfect. Neil deGrasse Tyson, for that role, perfect. Who's the other guy? The guy that I own the book of. I've lost
the D-Ream guy. What's his name?
D-Ream, yeah. Brian Cox.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, his fucking ASMR voice for that. Like, yeah.
They're all fucking perfect, Lee.
I would quite happily either or. I would probably use Brian Cox rather than Neil deGrasse Tyson, but I could quite happily beat those two to death using one of the others as a weapon. Like, I pick Brian Cox up and I just start knocking Neil deGrasse Tyson around.
My mum loves Brian Cox.
Until
the book.
Until they both stop making noise.
She because she bought me a book, Brian Cox. If anybody doesn't know, my mum bought me. I'm dyslexic, more dyslexic than Lee. I'll tell you that. He can actually read a little bit. I can't. She brought me the.
Fucking love it how you use it as like a badge of honor.
It is a badge of honor. She bought me the book. I can't fucking read it, but she loves Brian Cox. She said he's so smiley. He's so smiley. Look at him. Why don't you smile more like that? Because he looks like a twat, Mum. People that just walk around just smiling for no fucking reason, they look like a twat.
I'm glad you got that off your chest.
I feel so much fucking better now.
Yeah, look, the orb thing's fucking interesting. I don't care what anyone says. I think it's interesting. It's coming out now too. Like, something's gonna come,
Mate, we're getting more though. We're getting more from that orb. But there is more video footage to come. That's what I've heard on the grapevine.
God, I really hope it's just obvious. It's obvious it's something, because it's obvious to me looking at it something, and then fucking Mick West will have to go back to the drawing board.
Just quickly though, he straight away, the first thing he says, it moves like a balloon. It just moved across the fucking screen, mate.
Yeah,
what do you want it? What do you want a balloon to? I don't think that classifies it as a balloon. Something moving from one side of the screen to the other when it comes to movement. How do you say that is a balloon because of the movement? But not only that, just quickly, you've got everybody's forgetting that, and a lot of people don't like the bloke. What's his name? Kirkpatrick that worked with Arrow, head of Arrow, yeah. He said the main thing that they are seeing is these orbs that they don't know. That's one thing he did say that the UFO community went wild over. We don't know what these orbs are. He also showed a very similar one to Jeremy Corbell's footage of an orb moving over a small town. It looked just like that. I even thought that was that footage at the time.
Right.
Then later on, I found out it wasn't. So there's not just one balloon, but there's two balloons.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some sort of probe, Lee. I think there's some sort of probe that just is observing.
From where though?
That I don't know. I don't think it's ours.
I must admit, I find the idea that there's something with advanced sort of super intelligent AI that's in the ocean, because these things always seem to come from the ocean, and I can't remember whose fucking thing it was, or even if there was any grounding behind it, or whether it was just like a wild theory. But I liked it because it fixed my changing shapes problem of UFOs. Sorry, it's been a long day, people. The idea being that there's this like thing underneath the ocean. It creates the UFOs we see. There's no actual life forms in them, but the reason they all look different is because whatever's under there has been preserved through like over the years from like the past cataclysms and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still kind of, you know, like in a Wall-E way, how like after everything was going on, Wall-E was still trying to clean the world up. Yeah, bit like that. So, but the reason they're all different shapes is the technology that they had at the time was they had.
You mean Wall-E that was best friends with a Tic Tac?
Yes, they had the technology to like manipulate matter in such an easy way. It was like, what do we need? Oh, we need to do this. Okay, well we will build this piece of machinery for it, and they were building vehicles. Like single-use vehicles that would go out and do whatever they had to do, and then come back to base. That would then be broke down to its like molecular parts, probably, and then those parts would be those materials would be reused to make new vehicles. I think that's a really interesting idea of what these things might be.
But also, a sphere is the perfect shape. It's the most perfect shape to use.
Well, it is if you don't have to have engines.
Yeah.
To
travel, a sphere is perfect. If you can manipulate whatever it's doing.
It's not quite as good as disc.
No, I think you find you're wrong there. I can't remember what I saw. I saw a documentary,
and
they were trying to explain why a sphere would be the ultimate way to travel.
But the problem you would have there is that a sphere is still always going to have a bigger surface area.
That's if it's not manipulating it time and space around it.
Oh well, okay. If manipulating time and space, but at that point, if you're manipulating time and space, it doesn't matter what shape it could be. It could be a fucking cube,
dildo.
I mean, yeah, why not? I don't know, but I'm glad we get more stuff out of Jezza. I am. I do think one of these days we're going to get hit, and he's going to drop out like some full color, high definition picture of like fucking broad daylight black triangle or something like that, and we're just gonna be looking at it going, it's so fucking perfect, and we don't know whether it's real or not now. Is it a Photoshop? Is it AI? Is it what's going on here?
Well, look at the lack of enthusiasm for the last one that he fucking dropped.
Well, that's because what I will say,
incredible.
Was incredible. But this is the UFO, so-called ufologists and UFO catchers. Their well's been poisoned.
Yeah, but I think this is by design. I said this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I said the UFO celebrities have literally they it's almost like they've been trained to do this, because if they don't, there's such a like the debunks, they don't want embarrassment, so they go along with the flow.
And we saw it coming. But there's an interesting thing here. I can't fucking remember this guy's name. Eric Burler or something like that. He's a congressman anyway, and he's been being advised by David Grush, who you might know from the congressional hearings. He was the guy that was there to talk about non-human biologics.
Yep.
But he was asked to go and check out those alien mummies, and he also had some other cool stuff. So we've got like a 4-minute clip here from an X space he was in. So I think this is like the proper meaty part of it. So let's have a listen.
Chupacabras on there, see?
Tupa's always there. He's never far away. Don't know who that is, but she looks slamming hot from her profile picture. But anyway, let's go.
I got invited down to Mexico City because I'm kind of taking the lead on this UFO investigation in Congress. So I got invited. There's this object that's been flying around, that's been filmed flying around in Colombia, that is about. It's like a beach ball sized metallic sphere, and you can look this up on the internet. It's called the Bouga Sphere, and it's named Bouga because it was the people captured this thing in Bouga, Colombia. And then another one that's like an identical sphere was also filmed about 2 months later in a region about 30 miles away from the original one. So that sphere, apparently, what they said is that when it first came to the ground, it weighed about 2 kilograms, and by the time that I was able to look at it, it weighed like a little over 10 kilograms. So what they claim is that it started gaining mass over time. And this sphere has got all these weird markings on it. It's just a wild looking thing. I went down there pretty skeptical, and I'll say I looked at the thing, and the moment I looked at it, I was like, okay, this looks fake. It looks fake. But but I'll be open. Like, I was leaving it open for the possibility of this. It really kind of, for whatever reason, it made me think of the book Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court. I don't know if anybody's ever read that book. It's been a long time since I read it. But it's like this, but it kind of made me think, okay, what if there is an alien higher intelligence being that is somehow like on this planet, knows about like this really super advanced technology, but doesn't have the means to like like machine it professionally, right? Doesn't have advanced manufacturing access. And so I'm leaving it open to that. So when I was down there, there were scientists that were from NASA, or that did work for NASA. 3 of them that were down there that went on the same trip with me at the same time, because they wanted to get samples of this sphere. They were able to. I mean, and I was there for the negotiations on what they could actually cut off of the sphere. And it was pretty intense, because you could tell the people that found this thing and have it, they don't want it cut up. They think that it'll compromise its capabilities. And for what, again, it was interesting to be there to see it firsthand. And so they cut off about 1 gram, I think, of metal on the surface. And what they're going to test that for is to see if it was made on planet Earth. or if it's from another planet. And apparently that's what they can do with that test. They also cut some, so the sphere has these little holes that go around it, around the like what you would think is the equator, and they cut this type of what they call the fiber optic. But so when you look in a magnifying glasses, the inside of these holes, these little tiny holes, is filled with these intricate other holes, and so that's what they were calling a fiber optic or something. And so they were able to cut into that and pull that material out. And they're going to test it because they think that they can get carbon dating on that.
Interesting. I'd love to see this fucking sphere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think when you got it, I think it's one thing seeing the picture of something, but I think there's another thing when you can actually touch it, look at it, smell it, lick it, whatever. But to actually see that that detail on it, yeah, and just to, I don't know, you I think you'd get a feeling for man-made, alien-made.
I mean, I'm not sure about that. It seems to be a big jump there that it's alien made. How do you know?
Oh no, you look at the pyramids, and you know straight away, don't you? Giant.
I might
Giant
give you
made
the giant thing. Yeah, I might give you the giants. But yeah, I find it weird that the spheres are a big topic at the minute, aren't they?
Yeah. Look at Forbes.
Well, yeah, I mean the
MH370 with the spheres.
You could argue, yeah, I think you could argue that was kind of the beginning, wasn't it, of the sort of the spheres.
Well, no,
in the
spheres have been going for quite a long time.
No, but I mean popularizing them,
putting them back in the game. I think Mosul was before. Well, not before the MH370 footage, but I stand by that footage. I think anybody who looks at that, I don't think they saw it. I don't think this happens.
It was weird because I just have it in my head that the Ashton MH370 thing has just been going forever. It feels like it's been going for a long time. Oddly enough, somebody replied to a comment. Excuse me. Somebody had replied to a comment I made on Danny Jones's video. Remember when Danny Jones had Ashton on?
Yep. How could I forget?
So we were going live with Ashton that evening after the Danny Jones show had aired.
For the first time, I think, and he was a little bit back against the wall with us.
No, I think he was coming back. I think he'd already been on once. And then he'd already recorded with Danny Jones when he came on with us, said he wasn't feeling great about it. Then he came on, and then it aired, and then we got in touch with him asking if he would like to come on with us that night as like to give him like an opportunity for like a right to reply.
Oh yeah, get shit off his chest.
Yeah, and but what amazed me was when somebody replied to that, I thought, fucking hell, it's an old comment to be replying on. It's only a year ago.
What?
Yeah.
MH370K started a year ago.
The Danny Jones thing, I think, was only a year ago. Like a year.
Fucking around with the timeline.
A year in YouTube thing. So maybe it's like a year and 6 months or something like that, a year and 8 months. But on the YouTube thing, like my comment, it said your comment was made 1 year ago.
Wow. It feels like it's longer than that. It feels like about 3 years ago.
It does, yeah. So no, it just caught me off guard. What have you been looking at for this interstellar object which is supposed to be coming towards us, mate?
Oh, let's get into that. Let's get into that because we keep speaking about 2027, 2030, and they're ramping this shit up now. Unfortunately, people, I think we need to keep his eyes on this.
Yeah. So let's have a listen to. We'll just listen to the first couple of minutes of this, and then we'll have a chat about it.
Okay, let's go.
Astronomers have just spotted something really strange moving through our solar system, and it seems to be coming our way. This mysterious object is believed to have come from outside our solar system, making it possibly only the third known interstellar visitor ever discovered. It's currently being called 3I/Atlas, and it was first seen in data collected between June 25th and June 29th by a system called ATLAS, the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System. This system uses powerful telescopes in Hawaii and South Africa to scan the night sky automatically for any unusual or potentially dangerous space objects. After the object was noticed, it was confirmed by experts at NASA's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies, and the research team has now confirmed that this new interstellar object isn't a glitch or an error. It's real. What makes 3I/Atlas so fascinating is its strange speed and unknown nature. Scientists still aren't sure what it actually is. It could be a comet, an asteroid, or maybe even something we've never seen before. One well-known astronomer, Avi Loeb from Harvard University, who famously suggested that Oumuamua might have been an alien probe, has weighed in again. This time, he's suggesting that scientists use the powerful James Webb Space Telescope to study this newly discovered interstellar object in more detail. He wants to look for signs of non-gravitational acceleration, which means movement that can't be explained just by gravity alone. If such a force is detected, it could hint at some kind of artificial propulsion. In other words, it might not be a natural object at all. In today's video, we'll explore this strange new interstellar object in detail. Where did it come from? How big is it? Where is it right now? And most importantly, could it be something artificial?
Did you notice all the scientists, by the way? I mean, it's fucking 2025 and they've all got face masks on.
I know, I saw that. That did not fill me full of fucking hope either. So I must preface this before we go any further, talk about things coming from interstellar space, that regardless of the conversation we have here, that space is still fake and or gay. So we should take that into account when we talk about this stuff.
Yeah, I agree. They should put a space in the LGBTQ.
Just a space. I like that. What's that there for?
Space.
Space. Being gay. Yeah, just like fairies doesn't exist either. I'm increasingly coming to the conclusion that they're trying to prepare us for something.
To quote you, it 100% feels that way.
Because these things, you see, it doesn't even like a Oumuamua itself. Like a Oumuamua came in, okay, fair enough. Like Avi Loeb said the same things that, like, I think, we people like us want to hear, but it's still like the thing, although not like the mainstream view of it, it still really penetrated what he did.
Yep.
And that's what happened with this. Apart from the fact that we can watch it coming this time.
Well, oh shit! I fucking need to put some WD on that thing. I think it's interesting, like when he's saying if we get some real data on this, we can see if this thing makes any sort of maneuver, we'll know straight away that it's not an asteroid, that it's something with intelligent life. Can you imagine if that was announced? We've seen this asteroid, it's been on its way here. It's made a fucking maneuver. It's definitely not an asteroid.
30th October.
It's still on its fucking way.
The 30th of October is when it will make its closest approach to the sun.
of October this year.
Yep.
When's it due to? Is it due to pass Earth? Or just get close to the sun?
It will come just inside the orbit of Mars.
Right. So it's going back home.
Or either that or it's passing through in that direction.
I mean, if they announce an asteroid is going to hit, do you believe it? Or do you think?
I mean,
an asteroid is going to hit. We've got so many fucking bunkers, people.
I'd go in one of the bunkers.
Would you?
Yeah.
What would happen if you stayed on top?
50. Well, you've got you've got the opportunity that they're telling the truth and the opportunity that they're lying. So, just you're fine, but you stay on top with very few other people, crumbling infrastructure, and then you live on your own die. Or they're right, an asteroid impact, and you die. Like the only way to preserve your life in that situation is to go into the bunker.
I've just had a hippopotamus, right? What if
what did you just say?
A hypopotamus? Hypothesis? One of them. I've had one of those anyway. What if when there was
so tired.
So I was listening to Max Egan because he was going to come on tonight. So I listened to a few shows with him on, and he was talking about these the baby incubators and like how
Cabbage Patch Kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, the freight trains came in with the babies and all that.
Orphan trains, yeah,
and how he thinks there was a
I feel like I'm fucking translating here, but carry on.
A massive reset. What if we were quite advanced then, and they told us a fucking asteroid was on the way, and they got us all to live underground, and they're still fucking living there, still shitting, still going, when can we go up? Not for a bit yet, lads. It's fallout, but underneath there's just millions of people living out their life under the ground because they were told to go down there, and we're the ones that stayed on top.
Maybe.
I feel like I've just derailed the UFO thing.
No, not really. It's just the fact that there's always this slightly ominous fucking tinge to it all, isn't there? No, it's I think something's going to come the 2027 shenanigans.
If you were a betting man, though, alien, they tell us it's aliens, or they tell us it's an asteroid.
I think the asteroid comes before the aliens. Second to last card. No one talks about the second to last card. The last card was the alien threat. The second to last card was the planet-killing asteroid.
Have we not already got that kind of card though?
I think so. We haven't been in imminent danger of a collision from an asteroid before.
Well, this one's coming in. I'm sure Avi Loeb said that Oumuamua is due to turn round. Is not turn round, but its orbit will bring it.
Second thing, yeah.
Second, can you imagine if there is an asteroid about to hit, but then Oumuamua takes it out?
I'll level it. I think all of this stuff is busy work nowadays. I think I've got a great I'm gonna derail the UFO thing with this video, but I think it's a really good place to take the conversation. And it's definitely shown a guy in his prime, like when he was actually swinging hammer. So this is a video from. If you, I want you to listen to this thing and think about the lens I'm looking at through.
David Icke.
That they're using crisis right now to shape the future of humanity. So let's listen to what David Icke said in 1998. I remember this video. This was the first video I ever found out who David Icke was. I watched it on YouTube. I had a hangover. It was a Sunday morning, and I was lying in my bed because I lived at my dad's house at the time. And I was in one of those things where I was just trying to graze. I was so hungover. I was just like slowly munching my way through all of the food in the house, watching conspiracy videos on YouTube, and his documentary popped up. Anyway, let's listen to how he thinks the future is going to go down.
Across the millennium years is crunch time in this whole agenda, crunch time for the human race. This is the time when this network of interbreeding bloodlines wants to bring in its global fascist structure of a world government to which nation states would be administrative units, of a world central bank and a world currency, a currency that wouldn't be cash, it would be merely electronic, for which there are fundamental implications for human freedom. And also the world army, which is designed to be NATO, expanding and expanding as it is now, of course, to become the fully fledged world army, world police force. And underpinning that little lot is designed to be a microchip population, in which we are microchipped with our financial details, our medical details, etc., etc. And that would allow not only electronic tagging, people knowing where we are all the time, it would allow the external manipulation through this electronic means of our mental and emotional processes. This will happen unless the human race wakes up and wakes up fast. And to do that, we need to understand what's really going on. And to let people know that, we've got to stop beating about the bush, stop pulling punches, stop pussyfooting around, keeping information from people, oh my goodness, how will they react, and just say, this is going on, take it or leave it, make of it what you will, but this is what's going on.
Wow, back in 1998.
Yeah, Icke was
just
on
to
it.
clarify, you wasn't watching YouTube in 1998, but I know what you meant. You watched that later on.
Yeah, I watched it like much later on. It would have been a video, but like, yeah, back when YouTube was swinging hammer, it was the first time I came across David Icke. Was that?
That's probably not even allowed on YouTube now.
Probably not. No, well, it's probably there now. Like, there's a lot more on YouTube. Like, let's not forget, only a couple of years, that agenda documentary that I watched the other day, that wouldn't have been on YouTube. That would have been gone.
No, but I'm sure Icke got banned from YouTube.
Oh, maybe. I think he's back on now.
It could be.
I think you're right, because he got deplatformed, didn't he? That's why he started Iconic.
Yeah.
That was a genius name, by the way.
It was.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I think this stuff is. I like the more this is going on, the more you're seeing civil unrest start. You're seeing the collapse of the systems that have been in place all our lives. I think it's controlled. I think you're slowly going to see things buckle and be replaced by new things.
Can you imagine if they announce, let's say this asteroid, it isn't, say it's an asteroid, and it goes pretty close, but they say this thing's going to make a pass back round, and it's potentially a planet killer. We need to get everybody's IDs together. We need to know where you are so we can get you in the bunkers. That would be such an easy way. That would be such an easy way to get everybody to do the digital ID.
It would, yeah.
We need to know where you are so we can let you know when it's your turn to go in. Just like fucking Fallout, when they come to the door in the game, I think it's Fallout 4, and he says, "Sir, can we take you?" They take all your details down, and like when it's time, we'll call you to the bunker. But can you imagine? You need a digital ID because there's going to be an asteroid, and it's going to fucking hit. Or you need the digital ID It could be an asteroid. It could be fucking aliens.
I don't think they
idea,
need
but we
that,
need to
mate.
keep them safe.
I really don't think they're going to need that. They're going to use they've got it. They've got it down in all of Europe, like in like the mainland Europe and the United States. They're going to use immigration. You need the digital ID because if you need a digital ID to get in places and you need your QR code or whatever it is to like scan yourself going into shops or scan yourself going into the cinema or into a bar or into a gym, you need to be a citizen to have the citizen ID. And obviously non-citizens, that would make it much more difficult for non-citizens to exist inside of the system that we have here, which would either out people that shouldn't be in the countries they're in, or force them to move again and go elsewhere.
Me and you're gonna have to get it. We're gonna have to get it.
Well, I mean, let's not say.
How are you gonna fight that?
Well, let's not put it like that first. Let's not put it as if like it's an absolute slam dunk. It's going to happen because no plan is infallible. That's the thing to remember. Although I don't like all this stuff where people turn around and say, "Oh, like they're losing ground. There's this happening, the other happening. The New World Order's falling apart." I don't think it is. I think it's all running right on time.
I don't know how you escape a digital ID. I really don't. Not if you get
It's
the mobile
not necessarily.
phone.
It's not necessarily the ID which is the scary part. We've all got digital IDs. Even your passport's a digital ID. It's got a biometric chip in it. It's digital ID coupled with a blockchain type currency as well. That's the terrifying part, where they can say, right, well, this is how much money you've got. This is how much money you can spend over the course of the year. You know, like over the course of the month and stuff. How much beef have you been eating? You can't eat more beef. Think about the cow farts.
My 9-year-old cooked me a steak tonight, medium rare, really good actually.
Nice chat.
Yeah, aliens, digital IDs, fucking asteroids, people. It's all coming together.
Yeah. I think we'll probably cut this one short tonight because we didn't expect to have to do a show like this. We expected to have a guest on, so rather than fucking continue to just waffle at you, I think we'll have the respect for our audience. Thanks for all the support you give us. It's fucking incredible. Like every time I go, we've surpassed, like, just Spotify alone. This isn't other platforms, but we've now well surpassed like 700,000 lifetime downloads, which is fucking ridiculous for the amount of time, for the amount of length the show's been going. We're still up there in like the top 100, like breaking into top 50 now and again in the US and the UK for news commentary. What was the other good stats? We broke the top 1% of podcasts in the world, which is cool. And it's all thanks to you guys doing the commenting, like sharing us on Facebook, tagging the Daily Conspiracy Podcast in things when you see cool stuff. It helps raise awareness, about what we do and what our sort of our bullshit is. Just like to thank all the patrons that are there. You guys help keep the lights on this stuff. We value you guys very much. If you want to become a patron, it's $5.99 a month. We'll give you ad-free podcasts. We give you early access to videos, and we will give you a live stream where you can get the chance to come on the show and be part of the show with us. There's a link in the description for our merch, some nice t-shirts on there, some water bottles, some stickers, all that good stuff. Is there anything else I've missed, Ollie?
No, I'm slowly fading away. I realized I forgot to turn the light on in this room. I look like I'm on a fucking sunbed or something.
I can't work out whether you look like you're in the kiosk of a 2000s arcade, and I should be buying tokens off you to go and play Ridge Racer, or you look like you're the pervert that works in the solarium.
If this gets any darker in here, I'm going to blend in with our wall background.
If you get any darker, Ollie, you're going to get a free house.
Well, thank you, people. We appreciate you. Keep those nipples hard.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Why are you a conspiracy theorist? And I said, why isn't everybody a goddamn conspiracy theorist?
This is the real research. Literally have an alien base, and they are literally communicating.
I don't have a whole lot of time.
Have you personally had any experience with interdimensional beings?
What we're thinking of as aliens, they have infiltrated a lot of aspects of military intelligence. And they are not what they claimed to be.
We leave you much that is undone.
That's one small step for man.
There are great ideas undiscovered.
Visit asteroids. Visit the moon of Mars.
Remove one of truth's protective layers.
There's a monolith.
They want those major population centers wiped out.
Will you put your left hand on the Bible and swear to God that you walked on the moon?
One giant leap for mankind.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Those challenges are yours.
We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
There are places to go beyond belief. Beyond belief.